Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Taryn the Black Man. Doing a little movie review, man, movie talk about this movie. Thumbnaillady put me on last night, man. It's called The Giver. Um, I, I don't wait before I get into it. Let everybody come on in, man. You know, but like this a deep movie, man. Like she was complaining about she couldn't get into it. She was like, hey, you might get in. This might be your cup of tea. And long story short, like it's kind of dope. I like sci-fi, but I'll tell you my thoughts about it. Like, once she come up here, man, she said she wanted to pick my brain on something on this. But what this movie about? It's basically sci-fi. It's like in a distant future where the world's like messed up, torn apart by war and stuff, and the surviving population created these communities without and the kick is the thing is like they medicate themselves and do all kinds of stuff so nobody be different. So and get rid of war and pain and suffering and differences of anything of choices. So the movie, the premise of the movie is basically like collectivism versus individuality. So that's really the backdrop of the whole, and like how those different arguments, coincide with each other. Yeah, 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 hell yeah, cutting edge. You doing your thing, man. For real shit, you doing your thing. So I hold off on really getting in depth with what I really want to talk about. I wait till like 10-minute mark. Just want to go ahead and put this disclaimer. I don't want nothing to do with any beef with the homies. I don't want nothing to do with any of that shit. Everybody got their own thing. Everybody individual in my book. I'm not going. I don't want to be a part of none of that stuff. I want to be a part of the group that uplifts, man. I don't want to be over here tearing people down, doing this, doing that. I don't have time for that. If I want to, be a part of some bullshit, I'll be a part of some bullshit in my real life. It's easy getting that, you know what I mean? So I mean, oh, come on, man, Russell. Come on, man. We ain't even. Hey, we not even on that type of time right now, man. Yeah, you tripping. First of all, we gonna have a better team once everybody healthy, man. We're gonna have the best front court in the league. So hey, I mean, you can talk about that right now, but I mean, as long as we don't get rid of anything, do some stupid like get rid of Gafford or some shit like that, which never. We gotta keep our front. That's our power, like our size. But yeah. One thing I'm really worried about is we have to get a point. Uh, distribute the ball effectively. Like I don't think I need a point guard to make it with this type of team. That you're gonna have a whole bunch of shooters and people just gonna, wreck the crash the boards and everything. You just need somebody to. Oh yeah, yeah. And that's why, like I said, that's why I don't want to be no part of the beef stuff. See, it's a common denominator, man. It's like the common denominator. Why this community can't really grow, and we can keep it, but where that side can't really grow, right? Yeah, yeah. Right, yeah. Right now, yeah, yeah, yeah. I got you, Russell. We just waiting for 10 minutes. I'm letting like thumbnail lady want to talk about, want to pick my brain about. We get in this deep conversation because she just watched it again while I was at the gym. You know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember what you said, and you were right. Because at some point, man, like people gotta just we gotta be grown. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's everybody. We got to be grown. We all individuals. You know, we don't always have to respond to bullshit. And then where we respond to the bullshit, got it matters. Cause like think about it like this. I just watched my niece graduate high school. She going to college and everything, right? I got a nephew. You know, he playing ball. I got cousins in the league right now. You know what I'm saying? Got cousins in colleges right now. You know, it wouldn't look like me over here acting a fool on YouTube over some people I ain't never met. So we leave it at that. It just I mean I got a nephew that's in sales, man. That could go in the front. He done met with Dallas Cowboys. He doing the money thing, money dance. He doing it. I'll be. He might want. I mean, one day he might like. I want to check out my uncle on the YouTube because he been talking about it. He very knowledgeable about this and this and that. Let me see what my uncle doing. I'm over here arguing with somebody I ain't never met. It's crazy to me. Yeah, hey, it's cool. Hey, like I said, it's all love, man. I mean, I want everybody in here to flourish, man, and they endeavors, you know. But I'm just not gonna participate in any. Man, everybody looking good in OTAs. Shit, hey, I was speaking of football. I got 2 more minutes before I get on this review. Everything. Speaking of football, like legit, the NFC North and NFC East, top to bottom, probably the two hardest divisions this year, right now in the league. Then after that will probably be the AFC North. The problem Houston's gonna have, man, because I look at they schedule. Problem y'all gonna have is if y'all gonna stay healthy, and then Tennessee, y'all had hard games against Tennessee. If Cam Ward play like he did in Miami at Tennessee, just that Cam Ward, if they get 80% of what they got in Miami, with what type of defense they got and what type of what type of offense they have, they could easily win that division. And that's the craziest thing about the AFC South. AFC South is like it's Jekyll and Hyde. Like it's either if y'all super healthy, y'all win out. But if y'all not healthy, it's a mishmash, you know. But I got 30 seconds, man. Yeah, arch ready. And that's another thing. Like the SEC and the Big Ten, man. Two of them. That's 10 to get in conferences. That's why they're gonna get the most people in the playoffs. But all right, I'm gonna start talking about this movie, man. If y'all watch the movie, you can join the link, man. I mean, I want to kind of stick on the movie. Um, my general thoughts, like my general thoughts. This is a good. This movie would be. First of all, this movie was a Weinstein movie. Of leaving this particular story. Still around. A good one. Oh yeah. I mean, the thing is, man, like CP3, I was hating, man. Yeah, hey, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. We ain't gonna derail the whole thing. I'll talk about this. I'll talk about football a little later on. I said what I gotta say on that. But like, this was a Weinstein movie. It tripped me out when I saw the Weinstein Company run this. It's ironic because Meryl Streep was. By the way, I think Meryl Streep need to play more evil cold bitches in movies because in this movie she was an evil cold bitch, dead ass. She played that role. I'm not saying that's how she is in real life. Everything. Meryl Streep is a wonderful actress. She a part of a lot of award-winning movies, but this role she played she played a cold bitch because like she was basically presenting the argument of collectivism. You know what I mean? And it was eerie how good she was in this. It's almost like, what is she like this in real life? She convinced me like that. Like, is she legit like she didn't show any emotion with the decisions you were making. It was like evil decisions, but she was like cold with it. Like it was for the greater good, for you to do this evil thing. So she played that part. See, so basically and Jeff Bridges and Meryl Streep are polar opposite of each other. Like Meryl Streep is the collectivist of this movie. Like she's like the leader of this community. She's a chief, and she basically looking at this like basically a lot of things what she was doing, like they did like a little eugenics in it. Like there was crazy thing. There was no black folks in this movie. Ironically enough, like these are most people that talk all that stuff about diversity and all this, but in this movie it was like no black folks until like certain scenes was happening. So basically, when they say they got rid of all differences, they meant they got rid of all differences. So when you hear these people talking about, hey, we overpopulated, this is what they talking about. Like, oh yeah, Taylor Swift was in this movie. She was. All right, what's up, Phoenix? Phoenix, did you watch this movie? Well, let's see. So this is all the people in it. I can't pronounce this dude. I think Brendan Thwaites. I never heard of him before. He been on a couple of like rom coms, and he was in Magnificent. He was in a couple of things things I would never watch. I forgot. Man, Katie Holmes was a cold one in here too. Like Katie Holmes and Meryl Streep both played. They played the cold bitch the whole movie. They didn't have no warmth for them through. So okay. So Meryl Streep is the chief, the chief of the whole situation. And what was that? Y'all can hear me still, right? Check, check. Y'all can still hear me? Check. Yeah, yeah. It's still going up. All right. Alexander Skarsgård, the mom and the father, they didn't even have names in this movie. That's crazy. They said mother and father. Um, yeah, they played real. So basically, what this community want, like when they say no differences, like it was illegal for you to say that you love somebody. It was everything was like they gave you drugs so you'll be colorblind, so you can't see like the vivid colors of the world. You know, they they you took drugs to numb pain and stuff, and you couldn't certain words you couldn't use, like you had to use precise language. You know what I mean? So and then if you had a kid, you was assigned a kid. You wasn't like you didn't have like intimate relations to have. The fun part of making a kid you couldn't do. You know what I'm saying? The fun part. Um, so how everything breaks up. I'm going to tell the story a little bit. Is that they assign you a job and everything. It's basic communism. And it's basically communism in like a lot of countries. Like they assign you a job, you don't really choose; they choose for you, of course. Then they anybody that gets too old or unwieldy, they'll get rid of. They'll say, well, you go elsewhere, and they don't tell you where elsewhere is. That's a telltale sign they killing them. If they don't tell you where elsewhere is or this other place, yeah. So it's so Jeff Bridges, um, he was the chief over like knowledge. So basically, every chief got their own little area. Like one chief is like dealing with security, one chief dealing with and they didn't really get into the other. What's up, BJ? They didn't really get into the other like what other chiefs do. They didn't have. That's one thing I do regret about this movie. They didn't have like the more actors playing. I think it's been better show personally, because if they had more actors and they were actually playing a role and you can see the day life on how this whole thing worked, that'd been interesting in my book. I think this could be a good show. Just the premise alone, like a, a community where you have no feelings, no divert, not no diverse of thought or appearance. Like they'll even getting rid. Like if there was a twin, like if you let's say that you birth a twin, they'll get rid of one of the twins because it could be a conflict. They were that hardcore, and like the drugs they take will make them. And before you even leave the house, you got to get an injection so you constantly doped up to not feel any way. You know what I mean? It's actually sick, man. Be real with you, because like it's more to life than just want to be the same. I mean, we're different for a reason. We are individuals for a reason, and it explores that. Like Jeff Bridges really get deep into it because yeah, it's real. It's deep though, man. Like because like that's the problem with collectivism in general, because they forget the human condition. They always looking at, well, things could be fair. What, but like, hey, things can't be fair. We are individuals. If any to me any fucking ideology that takes away from your humanity in general, if your humanity comes first and out of any ideology, if they tell you to get rid of your humanity, you're gonna become expendable in that ideology. That's historical. If y'all ever look at history and look at, you know, how people who get at the top, if it either dictatorship or religious fanatic or like anything, even collective, like the collective, collective, like socialism, communism, they look at you as a number and you're a worker now. And they said they use that terminology a lot in this movie about oh yeah, you're a worker, you this, you that, like class system. That's why I don't really like the whole class system thing, because it forces us to always look at somebody, what they got and what status they are, instead of looking at them as a person. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Like, look, if you put this movie with and compare the ideologies of today with this movie, it's shocking. It's shocking, a lot of stuff, like, you know, and they had a little. They got a little eugenics in this because of getting rid of other races, which some of the strings on both ends, I don't want to get deep in that, believe in to a extent. Like, it's crazy. So Jeff Bridges pretty much is a representation of the philosopher, the historian, the person that knows history and he knows this, and he has to keep it in him, and he had to pick the main character in this. Like, he had to pick up a certain kid to share it because he was getting past a certain age, so he was about to go. He was getting sick and everything. He was about to leave and everything, like die and everything. So he had to choose somebody to take on that mantle of him knowing what happened before they got in that community. So that's where the story starts off, right? So the crazy thing is, like, once the main character got there, right, he had to the dude Jeff Bridges' character was like, "Hey, you can't take the drugs anymore. I need you to feel. I need you to really be um up to task, because you about to see some things that's gonna change your whole perspective." So of course, dude quit doing the drug. He quit. He figured out a way to not be able to take the drugs anymore. It's a. I mean, I don't want to spoil that part. It's actually kind of genius on his end. But like, so he get this. So dude, Jeff Bridges shows the character Brendan played, like, all the good things about life, like the colors of the fall and snow. I mean, Christmas time, things that we take for granted right now. Because, I mean, some now people today be like, "Man, I don't celebrate no Christmas. I don't do this. I don't do that." But it's not necessarily just like the celebration of the holiday. It's about, like, recognizing, like, being with friends and family. Sharing a common bond, and having love. I mean, showing love with for your help, for your fellow man type shit, right? So, like, the dude never saw, like, he never saw, like, that was the first scene where it was like a little black kid was in there singing with white kids and everything. So he never saw that because they got rid of all the racists after the war. So it was just really just it's shocking. He never saw snow because they climate control. Because if you have snow, you have crazy climates that could generate war because of famine and all this bullshit, right? Not and see, this is another thing. They thought the thought process in this community is short sighted because, like, they never thought, like, Eskimos exist. Well, I know that I think the terminology, I forgot the terminology they use now. But yeah, I mean, you have Native Americans that was living in, like, extreme conditions, survive and thrive. Thrive even better than people in the city in some cases. There's a lot of studies, like, how healthier. I mean, the way they eat, because a lot of them eat, like, cell seal flat fat and wars fat and stuff like that. Um, Certain type of fish, they eat a very, very heavy fat diet. So, but they burn it so much, and that's how they stay warm. That's a whole nother subject. But, like, the point is, the person who created this community never really thought, like, people do exist in harsh climates like the desert and the frozen tundras and stuff like that. So, so he basically showed, in a way, he shows the main character. Jeff Bridges shows the main character, Brenton, the way is that they have he certain babies have a certain mark on their it's a chip on their wrist that he could touch, and he could generate his what's the word, he could give his thoughts to this person. It's like it was like one out of, like, a couple million or thousand, some crazy, that they get that one. They will be able to do that. And, like, the kid who has that mark, they can see colors. It's like most kids can't see color. They are colorblind because of the drugs they taking. But he was able to see color, even with the drugs being in the system. So Jeff Bridges shows him all the stuff, shows him like music, shows him. I mean, you saw music on different you saw it was one that was doing thrash metal, then another one was doing hip hop, which is oddly not that far apart if you know the history of like thrash metal and hip hop. Well, that's another subject, but like it, so dude, the main character ended up seeing the world totally different than you know he became very like he started feeling love, and that's something like the drugs was would numb like your emotions when it comes to love or like your emotions in general. Oddly enough, right? And that's a little irony. I'll get it later on about like the premise of Meryl Streep's character. So yeah, he started feeling love and he started falling in love with this girl right here. She was like his childhood friend and everything. He started feeling some type of way about her because like he's not taking the drugs like he used to. So another thing, character, another person here that was pretty good in here was Cameron Monaghan. If y'all don't know who Cameron Monaghan was, he was in what's that movie called? He was the Joker in Gotham. He played he plays a lot of oh what's that movie that show called Shameless. He was a brother on Shameless. Pretty good actor. You know what I mean? He was a friend, a joking friend, which is ironic because you weren't supposed to be the jokester. You weren't supposed to have humor, really. Oh yeah, you cannot lie in this community. Like you always gotta tell the truth because like what they saying is, which is it's very ironic though when you get down to the end. But yeah, I do. So eventually, the dude keep going to Jeff Bridges' house because Jeff Bridges lived on the outskirts of the whole community. So Jeff Bridges was having like a stroke or seizure or something like that, and he from one of his memories, and the main character touches him and saw like this is the only time black folks was like really prominent in the scene, which is ironic because dude, you know, that was in Vietnam, and that was the first time he was witnessing an ambush in Vietnam doing like '68 or some shit, right? Somewhere in whatever in Vietnam, and one of the brothers of that he was trying to save so he felt that loss of a friend and everything. Angelo, okay, so he felt that loss of a friend and everything, right? So that put him in a rage because like he never felt that type of pain and loss of somebody, and the main character started questioning his whole role in that society. Okay. Shout out to CB3. Shout out to CB3. But so he was questioning everything, questioning because like people the complexities of like humanity it's basically Frankie Beverly Mays, Joy and Pain. You know, it's basically that. And like people I don't know how to really put this. You a man will go to war over what he loves, or even if it's based on it the even if they was misled into going to war over something they love. The fact is, the love part is the reason why they would be what were there in the first place. Why they sacrifice themselves in certain situations. So like the main character did not understand that. He didn't understand like Sometimes we go to war on bad premises. Sometimes we go on war on good premises, but war is war, you know? And it's a part of human nature. No matter, and the thing is, like, as long as there's a whole bunch of individuals out here, even if you call it a collectivism, you still gonna have in a squad. Like a lot of, if you read some of the manuscripts of, not manuscripts, but like some of the books from people. What's up, Angelo? I got nothing against you, man. I ain't with the bullshit. But back what I'm about to get saying. With some of the like stories from being like behind the Iron Curtain and everything, like they still had those individual squabbles. Like the government cannot, you cannot stop how humans feel about situations. That how they even when you say, well, we gotta share everything, somebody gonna find a way to still be. Oh no, you good, you good. Hey, you good? I'm just getting. I put a disclaimer in the first of the thing, man. I just ain't with no bullshit. You don't have to talk about it. But like, so like the problem with these top down governments in situations like that, man, is that it always forgets the individual, and that's the whole point of this whole movie. Is that the individual, you being an individual, you seeing things in your own light, you seeing colors differently, you hearing music differently. That makes that's the beauty of living, and that was Jeff Bridges was out his whole point of like showing dude like, hey, this not right. We forgot how to live just to be safe, because like the coin on the opposite coin, face of the coin, right? Meryl Streep's character, while she's totally against everything Jeff Bridges stands for, she's showing everything. She's showing the evil side of everything Jeff Bridges is talking about. Like Jeff Bridges want to show the beauty of humanity to this young dude, so he'll understand like how wrong this is or whatever, right? Meryl Streep and hold up, Katie Holmes' character wanna stop that. So it makes me think like with most like radical agendas or whatever, who's the one that keep. Oh yeah. Hey, if you're not if you're not engaged, if you're not one, I was challenged to watch this movie, right? By Thumbnaillady. I was challenged to watch this, and I was like, hey, okay, because she said yeah, she think I will see something different than she will, which I probably did. I mean, that's what that's, we all gonna do. Like if you watch this movie, y'all watch this movie, y'all might see something different than even me. But like that Meryl Streep character does everything she's inferior people would do. So it's almost like she want to protect everybody from herself or protect everybody from themselves, which you can't do. You have to let people be people. You cannot control people's lives. You cannot tell them how to act. You cannot constantly bash them on how they talk or what. Because usually what happens, you get a resentment. You get a grown resentment, and then people rebel. You know what I mean? And eventually, that's what happened. And so this movie pretty much 90 minutes. Yeah, hold up, is 97 minutes actually. I I suggested if you want to look at something that's just different and thought provoking, I didn't really get into detail of like the climax of the movie. I'm just talking about the premise because there's a lot that go on by, from the hour mark on down. There's a lot going on. You'll find out like how evil this community becomes. Well, not becomes, that is, and you will find out like it'll make you, if you a thought provoking, introspective type person like I am, you'll take something from this. And what the hell, Alexander Skarsgård? That's weird. That's a weird picture. Let's let's see. Whoa, that's not each other. Oh, show some Curb Enthusiasm. Okay. So yeah, Katy Perry was in it. She kind of cameoed in this movie and everything. And like Meryl Streep and Katie Holmes played a great villain, co-villain, villain and co-villain. And I would say as Xander Skarsgård, it's weird because like really the community itself was like the antagonist. It's not, but like Meryl Streep was the main antagonist because she was keeping everything in line. So I will suggest this movie if you wanted something different. If you're tired of bullshit, like online bullshit, anything, you want to watch something that's thought provoking. Yeah, you know I suggest this movie. I'm 6.4. I would think it would be like a 7 because I mean the problem with the movie, I would give. I wish it would have. It was more. This would be a better show to me than a movie because I would like to know like how the other chiefs interact with Jeff Bridges. We didn't get that. Um, how the you didn't see any other households. You only saw the main character households, which in a way makes sense because everybody's perfectly supposed to be the same, so it wouldn't been any different. But like I kind of would like to see if if there was any more like disgruntledness uh, with other households and whatnot. Did they feel some type of way about taking the drugs, or were there anybody else that seen differently? But I mean, I understand the premise that they want to make him like the chosen one, and see, I didn't even get to like the one of the climax of the movies was basically like one, they found out another boy, was able to feel emotions and see things like the main character in Jeff Bridges. So that became a main plot point. So everything after that is, I mean, it's pretty good. It's thought provoking. So the link is pinned, man. If anybody want to come up and talk about it, if y'all watched it, I thought Thumbnaillady would be up here or whatever. I don't know what's going on with that, but it ain't my business. But like, I'll get about like probably 5 more minutes. I gotta get ready for the next tomorrow and everything. I don't know. I might game tonight. Uh, so Phoenix, did you even try to watch it, or you just was tired? Let's see. I got some fire tomorrow. Damn. So tomorrow 7, probably I'll do this 7:30, 6:30. I I'm doing another show, another episode of Nerdish. Um, I give a preview on it. Tomorrow night, the Switch 2 comes out. Comes out midnight release. I talk about a little bit of that. You know, just something y'all might need to know. You know, your kids gonna want. I'm just giving y'all heads up. That's gonna be the big item of the year for Christmas time. I don't want y'all like, I don't get my kids on the video game. I say, all right, you might not, but he gonna want it. He or she gonna want that. So, got a couple trailers. The Frankenstein trailer. I might play that right now. Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, I'll play it right now. This coming on Netflix. I mean, I will be. Hey, I don't. If that's just a movie, I'm doing a review on that. That looks badass to me. Maybe not for y'all. I don't know, man. I like a little dark stuff every now and then, man. That was dope. It come in November, so they release when Stranger Things come out. We'll talk about that. I got some AI stuff. I have some other stuff like music wise. I got some comedy. Got a lot of comedy. So yeah, I might make a move now. Y'all have a nice night. I thought Thumbnaillady pop up, but maybe she busy and everything. It's cool. But y'all have a nice night and everything, man. Appreciate y'all showing up. Like, share, and subscribe.